Hey, Andy Pitcher here with D'Addario, and today we're diving into the world of 12-string guitars. Tuning a 12-string guitar can be an intimidating task for beginners and even some experienced guitarists. But if you've ever felt a little intimidated by this process because of the number of strings, fear not. I'll be your guide through the steps of tuning a 12-string guitar. A 6-string guitar and a 12-string guitar are tuned to the same notes, and they're played the same way, but the 12-string guitar is made up of 6 courses rather than 6 strings. Each course is a set of 2 strings close enough together that they're played at the same time. Most 12-string guitars pair the bottom 4 strings with a smaller string that are an octave higher than the main string. The top 2 strings, however, are paired with the same string and they play the same note. This gives the 12-string its signature shimmering sound. Step 1. Understanding 12-string tuning. The standard tuning for a guitar is E, A, D, G, B, E, starting with the thickest string, the low E, to the thinnest string, the high E. Each string is associated with a specific note. It's easy to remember with this mnemonic device. 88 Dynamite, Goodbye Eddie. On a 12-string, each of those notes is doubled into what we call pairs, or courses. Step 2. Using a reference pitch. You can tune your guitar by ear, but to be in tune with others, you'll want to start with a reference pitch. While an electronic tuner is the best method for consistent and exact tuning, you should at least be familiar with how to do this by ear. You can get a reference pitch from a piano, a tuning fork, an app, or an electronic tuner. If you're not comfortable tuning by ear yet, you can use a headstock tuner, which will sense the notes and tell you what you're playing on its screen. Step 3. Tuning the low E string pair. Start by playing the low E string, the thickest string. Compare the sound with the reference pitch's low E. You can adjust the string by turning the tuning peg until the pitches match. Use your ear to discern whether the string needs to be tightened, raising the pitch, or loosened, lowering the pitch. Once you've tuned the low string, you can play the pair and tune the high string until they match. The thinner string will be the same note as the thicker string at the 12th fret. If you want to play one string at a time, put your pick in between the strings and pluck up or down. Step 4. Tune the A string pair. Place your index finger on the 5th fret of the E string. Pluck the open A strings and adjust their tension to match the reference pitch of the low E at the 5th fret. Make sure that the pitch is the same between the strings. Step 5. Tuning the D string pair. Place your index finger on the 5th fret of the A strings. Pluck the open D strings and adjust their tension to match the reference pitch of the A at the 5th fret. Step 6. Tuning the G string pair. Place your index finger on the 5th fret of the D strings. Pluck the open G strings and adjust their tension to match the reference pitch of the D at the 5th fret. Step 7. Tuning the B string pair. This one mixes things up. Place your index finger on the 4th fret of the G strings. Pluck the open B strings and adjust their tension to match the reference of the pitch at the 4th fret. Step 8. Tuning the high E string pair. I know that switch up was wild, but thankfully we're back to normal now. Place your index finger on the 5th fret of the B strings, pluck the open high E strings, the thinnest, and adjust their tension to match the reference pitch of the B at the 5th fret. Step 9. Check for accuracy and fine-tune. After tuning all 6 pairs, go through them again to ensure accuracy. Strum the guitar gently and listen for any inconsistencies in pitch. Make any necessary adjustments by tuning the strings that are out of tune until the whole instrument sounds harmonious. Step 10. Stretch and settle the strings. Once you have completed the tuning process, gently stretch the strings by pulling them away from the fingerboard at the 12th fret. This helps the strings settle into their tuned positions. Retune the strings one more time, as they may have shifted during that process. How to tune a 12-string guitar with a tuner. Since 12-string guitars are tuned to the same notes as a 6-string, you'll want to tune your 12-string to EE, AA, DD, GG, BB, and EE, but they're not the same notes. When taking the octave number into consideration, a 12-string guitar is tuned E2, E3, A2, A3, D3, D4, G3, G4, B3, B3, and E4, E4. Using a tuner, you can check for those until your ear is trained enough to just hear it. How to tune a 12-string guitar down a half step. If you've tuned a 6-string guitar down a half step, you can tune a 12-string guitar down a half step too. Using a tuner or a reference pitch, bring the E down a half step to E flat, or its equivalent D sharp, and then tune the octave pair to match. Repeat this process for the other 5 courses and you're good to go. Your tuner will likely display sharps, so keep that in mind when you're tuning the other strings. How to tune to drop D. Drop D is a popular guitar tuning where you bring the low E string down to the pitch of a D. A 12-string guitar is no different. Just bring that low E pair down to D and you're ready to go. An easy way to do this is to get the low string to match the other D string already on your guitar. The 12th fret of your low D will match the pitch of the open D, or 4th string. And there you have it. You've unlocked the secrets of tuning a 12-string guitar. Remember, tuning a 12-string might seem a bit more complex, but it uses the same basic principles as the 6-string guitar and results in that gorgeous, shimmering tone that makes all the tuning worth it. This is Andy Pitcher with D'Addario. Thanks for tuning up and tuning in.